Hey guys, new technologies are taking over our world. Huge corporations are developing artificial intelligence and the metaverse, while cryptocurrency tokens have collaborated with Apple for the first time. What will happen to the best projects in this industry? Will Render be able to reach new all-time highs? Is it too late to buy such a hype token now? And most importantly, we will calculate if 1,500 RNDR tokens will be enough to get rich in 2025. So hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We're ready to go. In almost every video, I will mention new cryptocurrency stories and why you should follow them very closely. After all, you can make a lot of money on them. Unfortunately, I realize not everyone is listening. So 9 months ago, I released a video about the best AI tokens because it is obvious that this is one of the main trends of the coming years. A lot has changed since then, but the general trend remains the same. And this can be clearly seen on Render. During this time, the token surged by almost 100%, and those who listened to me carefully were able to buy at the local day and get even more X's. In total, it was easy to make 300% profit in less than a year. I'm sure many people have missed this gem, so let's take a closer look and decide if it's not too late to jump on this hype bandwagon. Render Network is a blockchain-based platform that aims to provide decentralized cloud computing services. It utilizes the power of distributed computing resources to enable faster and more efficient processing of complex tasks, such as rendering high-quality graphics and animations. The project has a utility token called RNDR. That's what we're going to discuss now. But before we dive into the project, I'd like to pay a little more attention to the AI story itself. After all, we cannot ignore what is happening. ChatGPT has just done something unreal in the last year. People are using it for work, school, and everyday life. Hundreds of similar projects or products are emerging that can complement the work of AI, and it has become a new story not only for cryptocurrencies, but also for the whole world. Just look, ChatGPT took only 2 months to reach 100 million users, which is 4.5 times less time than TikTok. This once again emphasizes the importance of AI in the world. And what about crypto? Does AI have a huge potential there as well? According to CoinMarketCap, the AI token category ranks 24th in terms of market cap among all types of tokens. By the way, Render ranks first among all these coins. And according to DropStats, Render ranks second among all top blockchain services. So let's finally get to know the Render network and see if it really has such a crazy potential. But first, subscribe to the channel and like the video so you don't miss any more videos about the best projects. As I said, Render Network is a project that represents the AI narrative. But it's not just artificial intelligence. It's a decentralized platform that supports high-quality 3D rendering. It's very simple. If you want to render anything from simple images to complex projects, the Render Network will help you. Maybe it will be something nostalgic, or even virtual monkeys that celebrities have bought for millions. The basic idea is that you submit a job, which is broken down into tasks and executed by users with free GPU power in exchange for Render tokens. This opens the door to monetizing excess GPU power and provides a decentralized solution for 3D rendering. With the growing demand for GPU processing, Render provides an important solution. By the way, I really like the fact that Render exists at the intersection of two narratives. After all, 3D rendering is being actively used to develop games and the metaverse. And this seems to me to be a very interesting case because in symbiosis, these narratives should bring the market to a new level. And we don't even have to go very far. We almost already exist in the metaverse. We just have to wait a little bit for it to be fully developed. And in 2025, GTA 6 will be released, which will include the GameFi model, so the narrative of the metaverse and GameFi will only get stronger. And in fact, the Render network will also be improved because this product will have even more use cases. This development will make it possible to access GPU with a fairly convenient and cheap algorithm. So in that sense, the project has a huge future, especially if you look at their latest partners, but more on that later. Now I propose to look at the tokenomics of the RNDR token. The RNDR token operates on a burn and mint model. Users can pay for rendering tasks in dollars, which burns the equivalent amount in RNDR tokens. Tokens are then minted to reward users who have completed the tasks. This model aims to centralize the utility of the token within the network and create a sustainable economy. Regarding the distribution of tokens, we can see that 10% went to the team and 25% to the private RNDR sale. At the same time, all these coins have already been unlocked, so we don't have to worry much about the impact on the price from investors because the project is quite old. By the way, not all of the token supply is currently in circulation, which is certainly not good. And it's not hard to calculate that when the last 30% are released to the market, we will see a significant drop in price. But personally, I do not believe in the possibility of such a scenario. And there are some factors for that, so let's take a look at them. As I mentioned before, Render Network is not a new project. In fact, it is more than 7 years old, and it's not a project that was once hype and is now living in its last days. Render has huge potential, and I think this bull market will be the beginning of a new era for the project. And I'm not the only one who thinks so. Do you know at least one cryptocurrency that has an official partnership with Apple? I do, and it's Render. First of all, it is simply unrealistic to have such a high-profile partnership, and it only emphasizes the true greatness of the AI and the metaverse narrative. Just think about it. Apple is actually going to use Render Network technology in its products. You can already try out the first application implemented using Render's GPU. I couldn't resist and decided to include some footage of this application here. So enjoy. Isn't it cool to realize that all this works thanks to the blockchain and cryptocurrency in general? By the way, I also saw a pretty interesting project by a Twitter influencer who rendered his graphics using Render. As a person who works with editing all the time, I can say that it's very cool and convenient. But let's move away from video rendering and get back to the metaverse. This is where I think RNDR has the most potential. This is a trend that has slowed down recently, and a good example is the universe of Mark Zuckerberg's company, in which up to 10,000 users were registered in the fall of 2023. Now Apple has made truly revolutionary glasses, which will definitely become a new word in metaverse technology. This is just the beginning, and Apple is already using Render Network. And I think that this cooperation will only increase in the future because the needs of Apple Pro Vision will grow, as well as the field for using this advanced technology. That's why I'm quite bullish on the Render token. Therefore, I suggest that you do not hesitate and proceed to my price prediction. Before I go on to my price prediction, I want to make it clear that this is not a call to action. This is just my market analysis and my opinion. Be sure to do your own research and analysis. Also, I personally have a token from my video that I mentioned at the beginning of this video. I bought 1,500 tokens at a price of $1.30, which is a very cool price, and I already have plus 250% on this trade. So here I am looking at the possible future potential of the price. As usual, we'll start with the bearish setup. Personally, I don't believe in it, but anything can happen in crypto. Therefore, in the worst case scenario, I see about 2x the current price. I see a lot of potential in this token and its technology, especially given the high-profile partnership with Apple. But there is a possibility that we will only see 2x, so don't discount it. And you share in the comments what is your worst case scenario for the price of Render. I will definitely answer every comment. In the meantime, I'm going to move on to a more realistic scenario. Again, if we go back to partnerships and the importance of fast and cheap rendering, I see a real potential for growth to $20 to $25. Still, the technology is really cool. The narratives of the metaverse and AI cannot be ignored. In a bull market, they will get even bigger because an unrealistic number of new users will come in. You can see this perfectly with the liquidity index. The market is cyclical, and we are now at the stage where liquidity is returning to the market. So really cool and useful narratives will get a lot of new funding in the next 2 years. And now I propose to move on to my crazy price prediction. As I have said many times before, I believe that the market is driven by narratives, and GameFi can become one of the biggest traffic generators. After all, it is much easier to get new users through games, so it is easier to get them used to crypto. So when companies as big as Apple start paying attention to Render, we could see the price really go to the moon. We don't have to go far. GTA 6 will be released in GameFi format, and if it becomes a successful case, we will see how big studios will start to move to this format. Then the attention to Render Network will definitely grow, as well as its price. In this case, I think it is quite likely that we will set our tokens at a price of $50 to $75. And I would like to remind you that this video is by no means financial advice, but only my thoughts and calculations. So be sure to do your own research before you invest. And that's it. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on coin growth and new trends. Thanks for watching. Your Coin Post.